What is going on? My name is Cadillac Dan, not Smart Car Dan. Hence the name. With that being said, there's a good chance most of you guys have a mom. That's why I'm working on this thing. After years, well, I would say months of her looking at one, telling her not to buy it, years after owning it, buying it, paying it off, still telling her to get rid of the damn thing, I'm stuck working on it. I hate this car. For those of you that love working on smart cars, you must really hate life. But that being said, I'm going to try and make a video to help you guys out in this current predicament. Doing the PCV valve. Problem it was having, I started it up, thing smoked like it blew a head gasket. Smoked like it had blown rings. It smoked it so far out, you couldn't see nothing here. You couldn't see the car. I could literally walk right here and not be able to see the car. It smoked that bad. This is the billowing smoke this thing is doing. Unplugged the PCV valve, problem went away. Couldn't believe it. So we're gonna change that today. Alright, so those of you that probably don't know, because I definitely did not, and I would have never in a million years guessed this. The PCV valve, that little red thing down there, it is an engine block. It mounts in that shiny little black grommet there you might be able to see. You might notice I have a string tied around that PCV valve. I tied a slip knot. If you don't know how to tie a slip knot, do it like me and YouTube it. So I looped it around that, and a slip knot, when you pull it tight, the knot gets tighter and it tightens up around that. So I have that held. What I did to remove that, I stuck a screwdriver down there, just like so. If it'll focus, and I got on that hose and I popped it up. I used the intake as leverage. Pulled it right out. It actually came out a lot easier than I figured it would. Now, if Smart wasn't cheap and trying to pinch every penny they could, they would have left enough hose on there where we could pull this out in between this intake runner. But they didn't. So what we're going to do, we have our string tied on there. I have an ample supply of it. I'm going to jack the car up. I'm going to go underneath the engine and hopefully pull that hose out. There is another hose under there. I'll try to show you, but it's such a tight area in there. There's another hose that's for the secondary air pump. Where the other end goes, I have no idea, but it goes to the secondary air pump right there. And it comes over here, goes to a different size, goes down there, goes somewhere in that vicinity. Don't know where it goes, don't care, because we're not talking about that. We're going to see about swapping that out without dropping the motor or chassis, all that good stuff. Well, been asking for wind because it's been warm, and here it is. So even though it's going to boss the audio, you're still going to watch this video because you want to figure out how to do this. We got our wheels chalked. I chalked both sides. We're literally going to jack up one side of the car, close to flipping it over. We are by the rear driver's wheel. There's a little jack point there. That's where we're going to be jacking up on. We will put jack stands under this. I'm going to put a jack stand under that lower trailing arm. I'm going to leave the jack under there. I'm going to leave the jack stand kind of loose. Just because I'm rolling around in here, I know it's not the proper way of doing jack stands, but I may have to move it, kind of reposition it just a little bit. All right, there's our current setup. I may end up setting that on that jack stand. We'll just see how it goes. If that tube can support the weight of the vehicle going down the road, I'm 100% sure it can support the vehicle on a jack stand. All right, you are probably not gonna be able to see anything because I can't see anything. Hopefully you can see that new black shiny hose there. That is not the one we're going for. That's the other one I replaced. But above that, there is a nipple. And there's still a hose on it. Try to get my finger in here. Right there. Hopefully you can see my finger. Right there, above that, is that nipple. Now, I was trying to pull that off so I could pull the whole hose and everything out. I'm not going to mess with that. I think I had to cut this one off, I want to say. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with that. But I did manage to wiggle it and snake it and move it. And we have our PCV valve down here. As you can see, my string stayed on it, which is very, very fortunate because we are 100% going to need that to go back in. And it is not going to be an easy task. You might as well just cram your hand up there. Get comfortable because you're going to be there a while, just kind of rolling it back and forth, pushing it forward, reverse, kind of just find where a sweet spot is. And as you can see, it does come out, thank God. So we're going to swap that out and send it back home. All right, I've got my hose clamp loosened up. Be aware this is the starter. There is your battery wire, so you might want to unhook your battery cable. That'd probably be a good idea. I'm conscious of it, so I'm not arcing anything out. We're using a pair of pliers. You could arc that out and that, and it would have sparks in your face. And as close as we are, it would not be fun. So I got that loose. I'm going to use a hook tool, slide it in there, probably stab myself in the finger a few times, Try to kind of run it around, break that little seal. Most of the time on hoses, if you don't already know, you can hold it with a pair of pliers, spin this, and it'll kind of break that seal a little bit easier. This is an oil-soaked hose. I don't have a lot of room, so I'm going to try and just shove that in there, run that around, hopefully get that out easily. We're going to pop our new one in, put our slip knot back on there, and that'd be really helpful to have two people. That way, you know, one can be pulling up there, and another one can be feeding down here, but we don't have that. All right, new valve is in. Pay attention which way that is clocked, because that will probably fight you if you don't try to put it back in. Luckily, I'm making a video because I didn't think about that, and I said, ooh, yeah, that could bite me in the butt. So I went back. That's how it goes. We got our new string on there. I'm going to try to, you know, push that up there somewhat. I have no clue what the path it goes, and I can't see the string, so we're just going to wing it and hope it works. All right. If you don't have one of those lights, get one. Probably said it in the beginning of the video. But here we go. I got it in there. I literally just stuck my screwdriver in there. Boop, pushed it like that. It went in pretty good. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Spray out a little bit of WD-40 or put some Vaseline on it before you go sticking it in, you know, from the bottom end. And it'll help it go in the grommet a little bit easier. I mean, the grommet's got oil on it, so it should go in all right. Yeah, able to push that in. So now I'm going to use my screwdriver or a hook tool and pull my string off. Be done with this. And if your slip knot did like mine and tightened up and you couldn't unslip it, I just shove my scissors down in there, hold on the rope till it got to where I could orient it to cut it. Cut it. We're done. And there it is. No smoking. It cleared up pretty much immediately as soon as I removed that PCV valve. I would have never in a million years bet that. So there you have it. That is how to replace a PCV valve in a smart car without removing the engine. It takes a little bit of work, but honestly it's way faster than removing the engine. Main thing, make sure you don't twist that hose. That could be a fatal flaw, I believe. I don't want to find out. But yeah, hopefully it helped you out. If you're not subscribed to this channel and you're here for smart car content, I would normally say subscribe, but don't even worry about it on this one. Hopefully it's the only video this car I have to make. If you're a normal subscriber and you watch this video, thank you. You guys are the true fans right there. Yeah, I just wanted to throw this together because I know, you know, it's got to help somebody. You know, it would definitely help me if I got to see it. I'm like, okay, you know, luckily somebody kind of tipped me off and was like, hey, you can do it without removing the engine. You just got to get really creative, and creative I did. So anyways, hopefully it helps you out. At least hit the like button. Throw a comment down there if it does. We'll see you on the next one. As I usually say in my videos, you won't know what you can do till you try. Sometimes you can fix something without pulling the motor out. All right, we'll see you.